Garry Kasparov dominated chess for over 20 years, and this is his greatest game ever. In 1999, he's playing against Grandmaster Veselin Topalov and creates this 16-move combination and sacrifices everything. Let's see what happens here. In the game, Topalov played queen to d6, offering a queen trade, but Garry had an idea. He came up with rook takes d4, sacrificing his rook, and now if you trade queens, we can capture back with the rook and we're up a pawn. But why did Garry just sacrifice his rook? Well, if you take the rook, now you've damaged the pawn chain in front of the king, and he had an idea to sack the other rook. Rook to e7 check now, gives up the other rook, and this one cannot be accepted. If you take, we've now distracted the queen away from guarding the b6 square, and there'd be queen takes d4, king to b8, queen to b6, bishop to b7, and after knight to c6 check, you're getting checkmated. So after rook to e7 check, this rook can't be accepted, and instead we have king to b6, now attacking the knight. But Garry just plays queen takes d4 check and offers the knight on a5. Topalov takes it, and now we sacrifice the rook and a knight because we have pawn to b4 check, and after king to a4, this king is now stuck in a checkmating net. And Garry plays queen to c3, now threatening queen to b3 checkmate. You have to defend with queen takes d5, now guarding the square, but his idea was rook to a7, now threatening rook takes a6 checkmate, and the only real way to defend is with bishop to b7. But now this queen is overloaded. Garry plays rook takes b7, sacrificing the rook because the queen can't take, queen to b3 is checkmate, so instead he tries to offer a queen trade with queen to c4 while still maintaining the defense. And now it's possible to capture this knight on f6 and now threaten queen takes a6 checkmate. And Topalov, his idea was to take on a3 because after we take on a6, he's able to capture the b4 pawn and it's no longer checkmate. But the combination, it's not over. Now pawn to c3 check, sacrifices a pawn and checks the king. You can't take with the queen because queen takes b5 is going to lead to checkmate, so you have to take with the king, but now a new check is available. Queen to a1 check, hits this king, king to d2, queen to b2 check, and king to d1. And now this king is on the opposite side of the board, and what do? Well, Garry visualized this position from all the way back and found the one winning move here, the retreating bishop to f1. Now sacrificing our bishop, attacking the queen, coming with the point that you can't take because queen to c2 check is going to lead to checkmate, and there's really no good place for this queen to move to, but you can counterattack. And Topalov plays rook to d2, now counterattacks Garry's queen. And what did Garry have in mind? Well, the final knockout winning move, rook to d7, sacrificing a rook and pinning the rook to the king so it's unable to capture the queen, so you have to take. But now we can capture the queen, and at the end of this entire line, the reason it works, the rook on h8 is hanging. Queen takes h8, and Topalov resigns the game.